Welcome to the Total Soccer Show and our new weekend show. We're calling it The Weekender. It's at the end of the week. See what we've done there? We're going to be talking about the games we're looking forward to the most this weekend. We've got a fun bonus listener question to tackle and quiz coming up later as well. Good times ahead. My name's Ryan Bailey. Joining me today, Chief of Good Times, Taylor Rockwell. Hello, Taylor.
Chief of Good Times. I'll put that on a business card. I'm into that.
I'd like to see a sort of, an American Psycho embossed.
Yeah, I think it has to be a very, static, agreeable gray Chief of Fun title. Yes, that works perfectly.
Yeah, get that QR code fired up. Loving it, Taylor. Also here, Mr. Joe Lowery. Hi, Joe. How are you?
Hey, Ryan. There's something wrong with me, which is that I'm always the one who suggests that we do the quizzes because I love doing them, and yet every time Graham beats me. So I don't know what's broken inside of me. I'm just a glutton for punishment. I don't know what that looks like, but I'm going to start working on it, I think, as of today.
It's okay. It's okay, Joe.
Oh.
It's just the taking part that counts, right?
I can relate. I continue to watch Sterling Albion despite the fact we lose almost every single game. So, yes.
Okay. We've all got our thing. And Taylor, I'm glad to hear your new thing is such a fun, enticing title. I think that'll look great on your LinkedIn page, which we all visit on a regular basis.
Yep.
Chief Fun Officer.
Yeah.
I thought that was me.
So much LinkedIn engagement. He's By the way, if you're looking for some fun on Reddit, LinkedIn Lunatics is a good place to visit. Taylor's not on there yet. Graham Ruthven's also here. Hi, Graham.
Hello, Ryan Bailey. How are you? Are you looking forward to the weekend? It's Friday the weekend, or is this this is the end of the week, right? That's
12:01 p.m. on Friday is
on Thursday, on Wednesday.
For you, maybe. You don't
This
have a
isn't
weekend,
the Saturday show? Are we sure this isn't the Saturday show based on this introduction?
Might well be.
that was
In
good.
spirit, it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
There we go. Graham, but you've got that Friday feeling, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Definitely
Because
not
you've
on
got
a
a full
Thursday.
2 days of watching non-stop soccer ahead of you, which is work.
Always my favourite. Always my favourite.
Good. Very good. Excellent. Before we get to the fun and games, patreon.com/Total Soccer Show is the best way to support us. Bonus episodes of this here podcast, bonus video content, and access to our Discord server. All the cool kids hanging out in there. Patreon.com/Total Soccer Show, please. And thank you. Let's start off with the games we're looking forward to the most this weekend. Who wants to go first? Hands up. Hands up. Great. Oh, Joe, go first. Joe, what you got?
Yes.
As Chief Fun
You won that
Officer,
quiz, Joe.
I will-
Well done.
I will submit my application to go first. This is going to be me for the rest of the episode as Chief Fun Officer.
It's been denied. Okay, I'm going to go first. My pick for game of the weekend, sort of, or the game that I am curious to watch and wanted to pitch to you all, is Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Bayer Leverkusen. Now, did I pick this game because I love to see Borussia Mönchengladbach written down? Because every time I see it, it is abbreviated to McGladbach, like Milady McGladbach. That makes me laugh so much. I was reading Brian Sharetta's piece in American Soccer Now, and Brian does a fantastic job covering Americans abroad and so much more, youth national teams and senior national team. And that's how it's abbreviated every time. And I die every time I read that. It's so funny to me. I don't know why. I'm interested in this game, which will be played, by the way, at Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm interested in this game at a player level and at a team level. I imagine a lot of this is obvious because we've talked about it a lot, so I don't need to belabor a ton of this. But to start with the player level, this is Malik Tillman versus Gio Reyna. Malik Tillman is the guy at the moment for Leverkusen, or at least he's supposed to be, based off of the amount of money that they paid for him. And Gio Reyna might be one of the guys at McGladbach. We just don't know yet. How does Malik Tillman look? I've watched a lot of his tape so far this year. I have not been super impressed with him, which I don't think is a huge shock because he's a player that I think is dependent on being comfortable in his system. Like, he is not such a ball-dominant, through-ball threading kind of half-space attacker that he is going to go and impose himself on every environment right from the jump. I think he needs to be in that perfect balance of on-ball areas and also working off the ball within the team structure to go and crash the box. And we've seen that throughout his career. We've seen it with the U.S. I think he needs to get comfortable in his environment, and as it turns out, that's been really difficult to do, which I'll get to in just a second. For Gio, we've talked about him a ton this week, more than I thought we would, because I didn't think he was going to play for Borussia Mönchengladbach last weekend. He did. He was really good. I put this out on social media. Somebody made an all actions kind of comp of Reyna's game. Somebody, definitely not me, working through all hours of the night to do that. He's just so much better at almost every on-ball thing that you need to do in soccer than basically anybody else in the pool. So I'm not going to say anything more than that about Gio because we know his strengths and weaknesses. But does he get another look, Gio Reyna? And if so, does he play well? It's a big question. It's worth watching. Then at a team level, briefly, Bayer Leverkusen are going to be in just their second game under Kasper Hjulmand, a manager who we talked about him a bunch when he was in charge of Denmark. I mean, his Danish team was awesome. Like, they played some really, really good ball. It's now almost been a full decade since Kasper Hjulmand was coaching at the club level. He coached Denmark for that long, which I imagine is also a big part of why that Danish team was so good, is because they had some continuity there. If you can't tell, I'm a bit of a skeptic of the whole second cycle thing. But they won, Leverkusen, their first and only game so far under Hjulmand. They won 2-1 over Eintracht Frankfurt. Taylor, I believe you talked about the game on Weekend Review this past week at least a little bit.
Correct.
I want to see more of how they look under Hjulmand because I am a fan of his. I'm a fan of what he's done. And Gladbach, they fired their manager 3 games into the season. What on earth are they going to look like? How do they look after 3 winless games? How important are the Americans to that effort? I think this is a game absolutely worth watching for our audience, and I'm going to be watching.
Wonderful stuff. That was 11:30 Eastern on Sunday for Gladbach.
Yes.
Fun to say, fun to watch.
Yeah, maybe. At least the first part.
Also worth noting, Leverkusen in that game against Frankfurt had 2 players sent off. So Eki Fernandez and Robert Andrich both suspended for this game as well. So it's going to be chaos with a manager in his second game, an interim manager in his first game, 2 players suspended, 2 Americans pulling the strings, Joe Scally clapping from the bench. It's going to be good times.
Yeah,
Chief
Taylor,
Fun Officer reporting.
You talk about, see, that was fun. I like that.
Yeah.
The red cards are fun. This is good. You're growing into your role, Taylor. I was looking at the average position map that SofaScore has for, absolutely, the SofaScore has for every game, basically. And I was looking at Frankfurt versus Leverkusen, and the shape was real weird for Leverkusen. I watched a chunk of this game already, but I wanted to go back and see what it looked like. And they had Eki Fernandez, grayed out, and I clicked on him. He was like low player involvement, and I had forgotten about the red card at the time. And I was like, what is happening here? That's what was happening. Leverkusen, chaotic. Gladbach, probably even more chaotic. Chaos is fun, so I'm here for it.
Good stuff. Well, listener, if you're getting up at 11:30 Eastern on Sunday to watch that one, why not get up 5 hours earlier to watch the Derby della Capitale at 6:30 a.m. on CBS? Lazio taking on Roma. Is that 3:30 a.m. for you in the Republic of Arizona, Joe?
Yeah, whatever it is, I'll not be up. I'll put it that way.
Very well. Set the DVR, set the TiVo for that one, Joe.
Wow.
Yeah, you better.
But
both
TiVo
teams.
guy, little bug-looking TiVo man.
That's
Good
right.
times.
There you go. Yeah, good times indeed. I'm glad you got the reference. Both teams coming in on 1-0 losses, Lazio and Roma in this one. Both have won a single home league game so far, so fairly even. Obviously a small sample size there. Both think they're better than the other, so we'll find out who is. Or maybe they'll draw in this one. But I think the reason I'm excited about this one is because, obviously, it's a big game in Rome. It's a big game in Serie A. Good opportunity to look at Gasparini's Roma. And we can marvel at the likes of Evan Ferguson, Paulo Dybala, new signing Leon Bailey for Roma. Stefan El Shawari, by the way, still playing, 100% present for Roma this season. Joe, give me a guess what you think El Shawari's age is right now.
He's the Italian Jesse Lingard.
Yeah, he is. I'm going to say he is 33 years old.
You nailed it. I couldn't
Oh,
believe it.
wow.
Wow.
I thought he
go
was
me.
at least 46. It's
Can
incredible.
I start the quiz with 2 points now? I won the thing to go first, and now I have this point. I'm just going to claim 2 points. All right, cool. Keep going.
There you go. Well done. And obviously, Lazio now back under Maurizio Sarri's reign. He resigned, lest we forget, in March 2024. He just came back. Had a little break. Came back again for this season as well. So Maurizio Sarri and his cigarettes are back on the sideline at the Stadio Olimpico. This is a home Lazio game, by the way. Pedro for Lazio. Graham, would you like to guess how old Pedro is?
78.
Close. 38.
Right. Oh, only 40 years out.
So, are these aging players who are the stars of this game doing anything for you? If they are, Lazio versus Roma, 6:30 Eastern on CBS. Can't wait. Very good.
I mean, when Pedro was in that Barcelona team, I was convinced he was like 28, 29. So he just must have been a very old-looking young person. So
I can't remember when we discussed Lazio very briefly, but they have a transfer ban, right?
I'm
think
not
that's
actually sure.
Partially why they are older. I believe they have some sort of financial penalty and they weren't allowed to register new players this window. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's some sort of infraction that is why they are a little bit threadbare, or maybe they could only register players that were on loan last season. Either way, I think that explains some of why they don't
They
have
could only
maybe
get
some of the
former
talent.
managers back.
Yes,
as well.
exactly. Yeah, you get it.
They've just been freezing people in carbon is the real reason, Taylor. They're very technologically advanced in the Eternal City as a
Ryan, I just wanted to make sure I had this right. So this could go, one team could win, the other team could win, or they could draw. I just want to make sure I got that preview correct.
Those are the three potential outcomes, is my understanding, yeah.
Okay. As the executive director and assistant vice president of fun, I just wanted to make sure I had that on.
Are you doing the Mitchell and Webb sketch right now?
Yeah. This one behemoth will take on the other titan to see who is better until next time.
Making them both seem normal-sized by comparison.
I want to add just a fourth outcome, which is that the game gets called off for some sort of suspension. So anything's on the table. I also want to add one player under the age of 78 to watch in these games, Manu Kone, who started both games for France in their past World Cup qualifying window. He is a 24-year-old French, obviously, nailed it, central midfielder who has played in, I think it's been mostly a double pivot for Roma so far this season. To state the very obvious, because I just said it, that he's started 2 games for France in the last window, he's really good. Like, very, very good. All-action midfielder. Someone that would not surprise me if he was playing for a club with a bit more cash than Roma come this time next year. He is very, very good. Can progress the ball on the dribble, can move it forward with his passing, is rangy enough to be a defensive asset as well, certainly in Serie A. He's a very, very good player. So if you are looking for someone slightly more youthful to watch, someone who maybe doesn't know what a TiVo is, that could be a good way to go.
For people who have watched either of these teams this season, like, are we excited about this game for the on-field reasons, or just because it's the Rome Derby, they hate each other? Like, do we expect this to be a good game, or do we expect this to be a physical 0-0?
I mean, I haven't watched as much of Roma as I might have anticipated before the start of the season, but I think there's the potential, right, that the Gasperini of it all from the Roma side of things just clicks, which hasn't happened yet. But that was an incredibly exciting appointment, and looking at how his Atalanta teams played, they were always very interesting and dynamic, and I think Roma would like a bit of that. So maybe this weekend is going to be the moment that happens, but equally maybe Lazio find a way to neutralise that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think Gasp is the thing I'll be watching out for, and obviously the new Roma sign. Thank you, Joe. The new signings I've mentioned as well, and yeah, playing an aging Lazio side who haven't been able to sign anyone. What could go wrong for them? Sounds like it'll be very even. Yeah.
I'm just excited after Lazio's 1-0 loss to Sassuolo and Roma's 1-0 loss to Torino. Get excited, everybody.
I don't know, man. If you need more than Sarri versus Gasperini to get stoked for a game,
that's a good point.
I'm not sure you could pick 2 coaches that I would be more interested to watch play teams against each other.
There you go. Good stuff. Thank you very much, Taylor. Who do you want to say is your game? What do you want to say is your game you're looking forward to? Goodness me, I can speak.
You can. You're doing great. 2:45 on, I believe, Sunday. Marseille versus PSG. I actually went into the document to put Gladbach-Leverkusen or Leverkusen-Gladbach. Joe was already there. I share Joe's enthusiasm for that game because I really think it could be chaos either way. I definitely think this game is going to be chaos. It could be 5-0 PSG. It could be a win for Marseille. I don't know who's going to play because we have lots of injuries or potential injuries for PSG. Various reporting has it as João Neves, Ousmane Dembele, Desiree Doué, Kvaradona, Lee Kang-in, and Lucas Beraldo all out with injury. I'm assuming at least a few of those will end up starting this game. But we talked about it in the Champions League review show, just Marseille being so wide open, so risky with the ball, so inclined to just go on long dribbles. And Jeffrey Kondogbia was a key example of this, where he would just go on 40-yard runs and then lose the ball and then remember, oh, right, I'm supposed to be the defensive midfielder, ruh-roh, and would try to get back. I think if there's a team that's going to punish you and press you and cause you problems if you're trying to play that way, it is PSG. I think this is going to be a beautiful game of chaotic energy that also will feature a lot of goals and probably a red card, maybe even to at least one of the managers. So I feel like If you gave me the over-under of 1.5 red cards, I'd probably take the over for this one. It's going to be fun, unless we forget this is a PSG team that have started the season with 4 wins from 4, 10 goals in 4 games. They like to score some goals. Marseille, 2 wins and 2 draws to start the season, more of a mixed bag. But I think this game is going to be very, very fun as the executive director of fun.
Nice. And lots of misfit toys, as discussed previously on the feed, in Marseille's team as well.
Yes, a Turkish level, as we discussed.
The ragtag gang of players they put together in Marseille. Très bien. Thank you very much, Taylor. Hey, Graham, is there any big games in the Premier League coming up this weekend?
Yeah, thank you very much for the Scouse lead in there, which is a bit of a tease to the game that I'm going to highlight. As you say, Ryan, I'm going to go to this niche sort of obscure league you might not have heard of before, the Premier League in England. Maybe it will have a shot in a few years' time of being a big league. Liverpool-Everton on Saturday, I believe that's 7:30 Eastern on Saturday. I think Liverpool-Everton, and listeners will be shocked by this because, as has been well established, I wouldn't say like Everton are not my Premier League team, but I quite like them. I like what they've gone on there.
Why don't you marry them? Please continue.
I think Liverpool-Everton is one of the best rivalries anywhere in world soccer because I think it's a little bit different in that there's this kind of element, there's underlying element of respect between the two clubs that I think comes from. And Liverpool and Everton fans can maybe correct me on this, but my impression is it comes from the response to the Hillsborough tragedy and how Everton stood alongside Liverpool when all their fans were being accused of all sorts of things, and they still do that to this day. I know Everton fans fiercely defend Liverpool fans on that. So that's just one part of it, but also...
Isn't it, Graham, sorry to jump in, isn't it called like the friendly derby? Because not just for that reason, but also because like generally on Merseyside there'll be households that have people who support both teams. It's quite... the same territory.
I mean, like if you look at London or some of the other cities that have multiple teams, they tend to be like larger cities than Liverpool. Like Liverpool, broadly speaking, is quite a small city to have two such big teams. But also I think there's a political element. We're going back to the Thatcher years. Obviously, it was Liverpool versus the government and like the managed decline of that city. And so I think Liverpudlians in general and Scousers sort of banded together in that time. So there's like that underlying respect between the two clubs. At the same time, in a football way, it's fiercely. It's a fierce rival between them. It's fiercely contested. And I just wonder if there's an opportunity for Everton here because Liverpool have looked defensively vulnerable to start the season. I know they've won every game that they have played, but as we talked about in the Champions League review, I don't think they played all that well. Like they've been somewhat fortunate to score so many late winners in those games. And Everton have been fun. Like it feels like they have rounded a corner a little bit to start the season. They have a genuine difference maker in Jack Grealish. I really like the rotations between Grealish and Dye and Dewsbury Hall and Beto as well. So that attack definitely can do some damage to Liverpool. Moyes has never won at Anfield, right, in his whole career, which is quite remarkable given I think he's coached like 40 games there or something. But yeah, Liverpool come into this not in the best of form if you look at their actual performances, and they had a tough game during the week. So I think Everton have a wee chance on Saturday, and so I look forward to Liverpool's comfortable 3-0 win, as will inevitably happen.
I was going to ask him, in what post 80th minute will Liverpool score the winner? But it sounds like you think it's going to be more comprehensively. There it is, Liverpool's game.
I mean, on recent evidence, never mind post 80th minute, post 90th minute, I think Liverpool seems to be where they're doing a lot of their winning of games. But no, I think this will be competitive. Like Everton, to repeat my point, I do think they've turned a bit of a corner. They seem to have a good balance between the sort of foundation and the pragmatism of Moyes ball and what we know that to mean traditionally, but then also having like a bit of attacking verve, a bit of individualism as well. They've got good physicality in that attack, so I think they'll score, put it that way. It's just whether they can keep it tight at the other end.
So in their 5 games so far this season, Liverpool, they beat Arsenal with the 83rd minute goal from Szoboszlai. That one aside, they have scored in injury time every single game.
Yep,
so
that's their
I'm going to expect
winner.
more of that.
That's their earliest winner of the season, an 83rd minute goal against Arsenal. So
is it the reverse Thomas Frank where he had insisted on scoring within the first 10 seconds from kickoff? It's just you just do the exact opposite of that and score at the very last.
I mean, if you're going to score a winner, might as well do it in stoppage time. Like, why are teams trying to win games earlier than that? Is my question.
It's a waste.
I just think I forget. They've overtaken Manchester United now in terms of total titles won, right?
In terms of everything, yes.
Yeah, but that's my point. Is like, have they also overtaken them in Fergie time? They're like, we'll have a bit of that too. We're going to score in injury time now every single time.
They've got that as well now.
Chief Fun Officer should certainly approve of that kind of behaviour. I was
denied.
Oh, okay. Well, Chief Fun Officer is definitely going to like part 2 of this episode, where we've got a listener question, about the World Cup. Join us then. Fun ahead. Total Soccer Show. Welcome back to the Weekender. That's it. Put your feet up. Crack open a beverage of some sort. It's the weekend, kind of. Pat McCoy has been in touch with a listener question. He says, "Hi there. Hope all is well." Oh, thanks, Pat. Fun topic for you. Each of you have to pick the artist or artists to create the FIFA World Cup official anthem. and if you can, a secondary artist or artists for the official song. Not sure what the difference is. We'll have to find out. P.S.
I tried to find out.
I don't know. P.S. Apparently, according to Wikipedia, it looks like someone called Zachary Aaron Golden is producing the 2026 theme song. Whether that means they are the featured artist or not, don't know, Graham, but that's a thing.
I presume this would be something that me, the Brit, would be the outsider on. Do you guys have any idea who this guy is? No.
Oh, Zag. Yeah.
Zag.
Good old
All
Zag.
right. Okay. Cool.
With some Zig, he zags. That's what. He's a differentiator.
Often I will watch like an American TV show or whatever, and they'll be like, this person has sold 20 million albums and 5 number ones, then it'll be Chad Hogan, like someone I've never heard of before. It's inevitably a country artist.
Well, yeah. Chad Hogan's commentary on society through country music, I think, is world renowned.
I presume this was another Chad Hogan, but maybe not.
Hey, Joe. I asked ChatGPT who they think should produce the official FIFA World Cup song. Would you like to hear what ChatGPT thinks is
Did
the
they
correct
give
answer?
you 3 fake music artists?
No, three real ones. They've thrown
good.
them together. Here we go.
Taylor Swift is one of them for sure.
Go
Again,
on.
my friend. Think again, mon ami. The answer, according to ChatGPT, is a combination of 3 artists: The Weeknd, Bad Bunny, and, I quote, a strong female Latin feature, maybe someone like Karol G or Rosalia. So they've been slightly racist with their not picking an actual female Latin feature there.
Generally, that's bizarre. Yeah,
I mean,
that was
at the same time, that does sound like the FIFA remit would be like generic Latin artist, preferably strong female. Like that does seem like the way they would go in making this happen. I also had Bad Bunny on the short list, though, because that does seem to be the artist that most appeals to most people.
Do we need some
good
Canadian
shout.
representation, i.e. some Drake or Bare Naked Ladies representation?
Well, The Weeknd got you there, right? I was trying to think about how I would
The Weeknd
construct
Canadian?
this. Yeah, he is. So I looked this up
that's
because
why
I
I
was
don't
trying
like
to think of a good Canadian artist. I'll be honest, I don't have almost any familiarity with Mexican music and didn't want to do a bad job. So I sort of ChatGPT that, I guess, as well. Like, I didn't actually use ChatGPT. But I don't have a good answer for that part of the puzzle. I think if we're doing this in the most likely fashion, it is entirely possible that we get a Canadian artist, an American artist, and a Mexican artist that combine to do this. I feel like that's low-hanging fruit. It's like even kind of sort of a little bit clever and smart along the way. So I think it's very possible that ends up happening. What that looks like, I don't really know. What I do know is that I want Hans Zimmer to do the like real composing. I mean, the guy's done so many things. He's done Inception. He's done Interstellar. I think he did some Batman stuff. He did the MLS anthem. Like, I mean, he's done everything. And I don't know.
that belongs in the same breath.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think we would all agree with that. So I don't see why this isn't something that he could tackle as well. I need something that's going to stand up to the test of time, and I think good old HZ is the guy to do it.
Do we know the difference between the anthem and the song? Because my impression is the anthem is used for like broadcasts and like inside the stadium before kickoff and things like that, and then the song is just kind of like a chart song.
So the
like
anthem will be more like a classical score, like the Champions League, right? And then the song is a pop song. Is that the differentiation?
Yeah,
Makes
I think
sense.
so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So
There we go, Graham. I think we've got some good nominees there so far. What are your Taylor's stepping in. He's the chief officer of fun. Wants to wade in here. What we got?
I was going Hans Zimmer as well. Sorry, I forgot Graham hasn't gone yet. I thought I was being excluded.
no, you're the
as
chief fun officer. You know, you pulled rank.
I was not willing
pull
to
rank.
allow
Fine.
this.
Yeah, deputy fun officer over there, Ruthven, can just shove him for a minute, you know?
VP of fun.
Interim deputy. Thank you.
My
give him
interim
proper
to
title.
deputy. Yeah.
By the way, I feel like the Canadian we're describing is Ricky Martin. I'm just throwing that out there. But for me, I thought Hans Zimmer as well, Joe, and then I thought like, he's done MLS. Like, do we need him doing more soccer things? Probably.
See, Taylor, we're fine on that because no one knows that. No one remembers it. No one has actually ever heard that song. So it's like it didn't happen. So I think
Here's truly what happened for me. I thought about the MLS anthem, and it has like the big drums to start, right?
I genuinely have never listened to a song in my life.
Right. And what that made me think of weirdly,
an Imperial
like
March.
that drum like introduction always makes me think of Black Skinhead by Kanye West. And then I thought Rick Rubin needs to do the anthem for the FIFA World Cup. I feel like he's going to bring in some eclectic ideas, but also is going to add some subtle shade to FIFA and the U.S. government that I would enjoy and they wouldn't pick up on. Or I would go the other way and go with Trent Reznor and have him just do this very minimalist, like one note for 16 minutes anthem and just see how intolerable FIFA finds that.
Wow.
And then in terms of song, we need somebody who brings a little bit of authenticity so that we kind of like it and we're kind of into it, but then also a corporate willingness to sell out. And that, my friends, is Bruce Springsteen. Lest we forget his Jeep sponsorship where he was suddenly Southern. But now he's got the FIFA billions behind him. I think people would be very excited to have him do it. I think there would still be some enthusiasm for it. He'd be authentically American, and we would disregard the other two host nations, which also feels appropriately American.
Wow. Are you saying that the artist who's got an album called Western Stars, who loves horses and the West and lives in Freehold, New Jersey, is not authentic?
I mean, to each their own. As the deputy minister of fun, I will say that he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, no slander of the boss.
He is the boss
on this feed. He is the boss. He's the boss of all things, not just fun, I would say. Graham, what do you got?
So I would like Prestige Worldwide to produce the official song for the 26 World Cup. I'm sure they've still got their dad's yacht after they crashed into the shoreline, so FIFA wouldn't have to pay for a video. So that's that sorted. And then for the anthem, for the anthem, I'd like Charlie Kelly to write that, and we can have Gianni as the night man turning into the day man.
Nice.
So that's American culture at its best. So
that is quite right. Yeah. Wow.
You want that and not there's a spider deep in my soul? You don't want that? Ditty from Charlie Kelly? No?
Yeah, we can work that in as well. It can be a medley.
I mean, we can suggest all these ideas and sort of have Canadian, Mexican, and American representation on this song. But at the end of the day, it's going to be Coldplay featuring Ed Sheeran and Pitbull, right?
I mean, Coldplay are they are curating the halftime show, which I'm not entirely sure what that means if they're not going to be performing.
And they're curating it. Graham, they're curating it.
Oh, right, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's cleared up then, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I mean, the
Shocking
truth is
that they went with that word, the band fronted by the guy who was conscious uncoupling, I believe. Now they're curating the act.
He'd like to uncouple from that stage that he's still stuck on at MetLife Stadium, which is the real reason he's doing the halftime show at the World Cup final, because he can't leave. No. Gianni's locked him on that stage after the Club World Cup final.
There you go. Just don't get on the camera during that performance. Bad news if you do.
Well, I mean, what is going to be shown on the camera? Gianni and Alexander Seferin arm in arm, ducking.
Yeah. I'm not sure I'm not sure they're ready for that, frankly.
No, not yet.
It's going to be Gianni and the King of Saudi Arabia just holding each other and then ducking out of the way really fast.
Yeah, with a giant bag with the $sign on it, as Mayor Quimby would say. Very good indeed. All right, Pat, I think we sensibly and astutely answered your question there. Problem solved. Thank you very much. We take one more quick break. When we come back, quiz. Join us then. Total Soccer Show, it's the Weekender, everybody. Our brand new show format. By the way, tell us what you think of it. Join us on our Discord, patreon.com/Total Soccer Show. Come and have a chat. In the meantime, Chief Officer of Fun's here with fun.
Verily. Affirmative. I'm here. I'm excited to provide this quiz for you all, which I was told ahead of time should be about the weekend to come and the games that are going to be happening. And it is. Sort of. Kind of. It's all over the place. I'm pretty excited. Let's start with the most straightforward one. Some of these are going to be multiple choice. Some of these are going to be you have to guess it yourselves. Some are just going to be yes, no, and it's up to you all to decide which one. All right, here we go. Oh, well, 5 points to Ryan right away. Well done. Keep your own scores. Ryan up 5.
Nailed it.
Okay. Manchester City and Arsenal have faced each other 194 times across all tiers of English league competition.
Okay.
In 2009, a cricketer named Charles Coventry scored a 194 not out in a one-day international against Bangladesh. What southern African country that isn't South Africa did he represent?
Oh, wow. Okay, so we're going here.
Can you restate the question?
I did indeed look up other sports things that have 194 in them.
Do we buzz
and this
in?
was the only thing that came up.
Do we buzz in?
No, you each get to guess. But
okay.
yeah, so what southern African country that isn't South Africa did Charles Coventry represent? Ryan, we'll go to you first.
My best guess is Zimbabwe.
Gramuel?
I was going to say Zimbabwe because that's the only other cricket-playing African country I can think of. So
there we go. Joe, you want to make it 3 for 3? Or you're going to go a different direction?
I mean, I was going to say Zimbabwe even before you started saying the question. So I'm going to stick with my guns.
no
Ryan,
Lesotho.
copy
Not
me.
Lesotho.
Lesotho from any of you. Zimbabwe is correct. 1 point for each of you. All right.
I cannot express how good it is for me that Ryan went first.
You're welcome, Joe.
I should have gone to Joe
What a
first.
true hero, Ryan.
Joe, I'm coming to you first for this one then.
Good, bring
The
it on.
Merseyside Derby is this weekend, as discussed. Since its founding in 1892, Liverpool has had 20 permanent managers. Since their founding in 1878, I believe, has Everton had more or fewer than 20 permanent managers, Joe?
Oh, this is one of those that's going to trick me. I'm going to feel like a fool because I feel like the answer should be more because Everton mostly have been worse than Liverpool in that stretch. So I'm just going to say more, but I feel like the actual answer is less, and I'm ignoring my gut, and I'm going to go with my brain. I'm going to say more. Thank you very much.
Gramuel?
It's got to be more. Like, even just in the last 15 years, they've got to be close to... It's got to be like 10 for the last 15 years in itself. So, yeah, I'll say more.
Ryan's back in the trend and saying fewer. David Moyes was manager for like 20 years.
You dog.
It's more. They've had 22.
Yes. It's close, though.
22.
Wow.
I know.
Close.
A lot closer than I thought it would be. Especially with like the sustainability under Paisley and the like. I thought it would be much greater disparity. But no. So 2 points for Joe, 2 points for Graham, 1 point for Ryan. Graham.
6 points for Ryan. I got 5 at the
Oh,
start.
excuse me. I apologize.
Yeah, and I had 2 actually before we started as well for doing that, but
Graham, the Derby de Capitale is this weekend. Lazio and Roma facing off. The top scorers all time in that fixture each scored 11 goals. Francesco Totti is one. Dino Da Costa is the other. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you say. Da Costa represented Italy once in 1958, but was actually born in which South American country?
that's good.
Argentina.
Graham says Argentina. Joseph?
Uruguay.
Ryan?
I think you wanted us to say Argentina because that would be an more obvious answer. I'm going to go Brazil.
I thought it would be a giveaway. Ryan is correct. Da Costa was the giveaway there.
Yeah,
Brazil,
that.
yes.
Yeah, I wasn't listening. That's on me.
No appearances for Brazil either, though. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for that. Minus 1 point to Joe. All right. I mentioned it earlier. PSG and Marseille will be playing this weekend. PSG's record incoming transfer is obviously Neymar, for whom the club paid 222 million euros back in 2017. Marseille's record transfer is striker Vitinha, not that one who plays for PSG, whom they signed from Braga on the last day of the transfer window in January of 2023. Ryan, coming to you first for you know what? I'm going to Joe first for this one. Joe, how many Vitinhas could PSG have purchased? Closest to the number gets the point. So if you have to kind of do a ballpark guess as to what Marseille paid for Vitinha, and then you have to figure out how many times you can multiply that to get the amount PSG paid for Neymar.
But under the amount.
Got it. I was
or close.
I was wondering like if you were
Whoever's
talking about the
closest.
number of Vitinha named soccer players, and I was thinking that was going to be a hard question to answer. How many of the Vitinha that Marseille purchased could they put in their squad? Okay, I'm going to say they could pay for 9 Vitinhas with the Neymar fee. 9. A lot more if we were going to talk about contract and probably some intermediary fees and all these
Just
other
a
things.
transfer fee.
I'm
Just a
assuming
transfer
that's not what you're talking about, so I'm gonna go with 9.
Graham didn't like that answer, so I'm coming to
Because he
Graham
wanted to
next.
say it.
That's what I was going to say. I think the answer's probably 9, but I'll go 8 for the sake of variety.
All right. Ryan?
I think he would have cost nearer to sort of 40-ish. I'm going to say 6.
Ryan gets the point. Ooh, it's very close because he didn't go over. Vitinha cost 32 million euros. That would be 6.9 Vitinhas. So I think Ryan gets it by 0.1, although he didn't go over. Graham went
Never
over,
in doubt.
but it was very close. So Ryan with the point there. What are our scores?
I have 2.
3.
All right. Ryan first for this one. Which club has won its respective league the most times? Galatasaray, Ajax, or Bayern Munich? Who has won their domestic league the greatest
Great
number
question.
of times?
That is a
Great
great
question.
question.
Really good, Taylor. CFO worthy, really.
Thank you.
So, are we talking, because didn't like the Bundesliga technically start in like 1960 or something?
Correct. But I think this goes to, I mean, so the Dutch league I think started in 56 and Turkey started in like 59. But
okay.
I think this includes some competitions that would have qualified as leagues before that.
I'm going for it with Bayern.
Ryan says Bayern. Graham?
I'll say Bayern as well. Taylor, did we do a 101 recently or something where we looked at the number of titles Bayern had won relative to the rest of Germany? It was like shocking how few other teams had like multiple titles. So I'll say Bayern. I think they're like 36 or something like that.
Joe?
Well, I was going to say Ajax before Graham said that.
Nice work, Graham.
Joe, stick with your gut.
Oh, no.
All right, I'll stick with Ajax, and if I got tricked, then I get tricked. I'm willing.
Galatasaray have won the league 23 times since their founding in 1905. Bayern have won it 34 times since their founding in 1900. Ajax 36 times since their founding in 1900. Ajax have won the Eredivisie / whatever the league was before the Eredivisie that many times. Pretty dominant by all three, though. But
Shenanigans there, by the
Galatasaray
way.
fewer than I would have thought. And, yeah, a little bit of
That
shenanigans
was
in
clean.
there,
That
too.
was a clean point. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I was never wavering towards Bayern at all, for any reason.
2 more questions to go. This one is Leverkusen and Gladbach related. Everybody excited? No?
Yeah.
Okay. Leverkusen and Gladbach face each other this weekend in a battle of teams that need a turnaround. Leverkusen are 10th, Gladbach are in the relegation zone, but it could be worse, or could it? In their combined history, how many times have these two clubs been relegated, Graham? Combined, Gladbach and Leverkusen, how many times?
Oh, wow.
From the Bundesliga.
Correct.
So Hamburg were the team that had never been relegated, right? They had the clock that
Graham,
stopped
you're so smart. That was
until
good.
a few
Good
seasons
pull.
ago.
Very helpful for purposes of this.
And they went in the
No, 'cause
relegation
I'm trying
playoff
to-
like every year for like 5 years or something.
Yeah,
didn't
I'm just trying to think, like, could it... Screw it, I'll say 0. 0.
Joe?
I will say 3.
Oh, I was going to say that. I'll say 2.
No one gets the point, but I'm going to give it to Graham for being spiritually correct.
Yes,
One
a moral
time.
victory.
Gladbach relegated once in 1999. Leverkusen never relegated, at least according to the internet.
So what's up with Hamburg having that clock? Why doesn't
Ten Hag-
everybody get a clock?
Ten Hag was working on that.
That they could all get one going. He really was. He was Agent Hamburg. He was coming in to get them relegated. All right, your final question as we go to scores one more time.
3.
3. But I've had no help, unlike the other two.
I'm 2 at a moral point. I don't know what we're counting that as.
3.
Count it,
All
Graham.
right, it's
Count
all
it,
to play for here and forever to
Threes.
play it in.
3s.
Who has played more football, a.k.a. who has the most minutes of your following options?
Okay.
Daryl Dike for West Brom's senior teams from 2023 to 2025.
All right.
2 seasons. Gio Reyna last season alone for Dortmund. Lionel Messi in the U.S. Open Cup. Or Eden Hazard in his final season with Real Madrid.
This is an
Who
amazing
has
question.
played...
Taylor, that is an all-timer of a quiz question.
Say sorry, I was thinking about Gio Reyna. Who was the US Open Cup one?
I gotcha. Yeah, okay. Who has played the most minutes? Daryl Dike for West Brom senior teams from 2023 to 2025. Gio Reyna last season for Dortmund. Lionel Messi in the U.S. Open Cup. Eden Hazard in his final season with Real Madrid.
Man.
Would anyone like to go first? Does anyone feel like they have a guess? Does anyone want to try to talk it out?
Well, I'll just share this piece of intel with the class, I suppose. It's definitely not the Messi one. Like, there's just no way. Messi's only been in the Open Cup once, as far as I can recall. That was in 23. He came in during the tournament. They lost the final. I think he only played like maybe 3 games or something, maybe even less than that. I don't think he played in last year's edition of the tournament because I don't believe Miami were in it because MLS took their toys and at least most of them went home. So that one is not it. I have zero memory. I'll just keep talking. I have zero memory of Eden Hazard at Real Madrid, period. So I just want to get that out there first.
Yeah, that's about right.
I have no clue how many minutes he played at the end. And honestly, DK and Reyna could be within 5 minutes of each other, that total. So, wow, this is tough. I'm just going to go ahead and set my stall out. Taylor, was it 23 to 25 for DK or 24 to 25?
23 to 25.
Oh, let's just do it. Dale DK is a fun guy. Good TikToks. Good. Seems like good dude. Good Oklahoma boy. I'm going to go with DK.
You would have gotten a bonus point for remembering that he went to the University of Virginia, but that's fine, Joe. Don't worry about it.
The Cavaliers.
Sorry.
Absolutely. Very good.
We're guessing the most, not the least, right? Which end of the spectrum is it? The
And I'll
the most
spoil
minutes.
it. Joe has already told you who played the least. Lionel Messi had played 120 minutes. He played 1 game that went to extra time.
There it is.
The most, I will say, Gio Reyna last season.
Such
I think he was about
confidence.
600 minutes.
That's
Because
okay.
I've looked at his minutes, so like I'm trying to pull what it was. So I'll say it's about 600. So
You think, Graham? Actually, here, Ryan, you say your guess first. Then I have a question for Graham.
No, say your question first.
No, I'm good. Actually, I take it back. No question. No questions, Your Honor.
I also want to go Gio, but in the interest of having different answers, I should probably say something different, right? So I'll say Eden Hazard.
Okay, is that
right.
locked in?
Yeah.
We're locked in.
Okay, Graham, my question to you is, do you remember anything about Eden Hazard at Real Madrid? Like, what year is this? Like, what even year is this? 20
There's a lot of years.
What even year is this?
20 something?
Well, I mean, I can't remember. Maybe Joe, you weren't on this episode, but we sort of concluded fairly recently that he was the worst transfer of all time, like the worst big money transfer of all time, because he just didn't play for Real Madrid. So there's a good chance like he didn't make an appearance in his final season at Real Madrid. He just retired because he couldn't play soccer anymore. So it's got to be
his
low.
backside.
So, his first season with Real Madrid, after making that ridiculously expensive transfer, is
In what year?
2019-2020.
Yeah, okay.
He plays 1,000 minutes, then 500, then 700-ish. And by the end, in his final season, he plays 196
Yes!
minutes. So, Lionel Messi, 120 minutes. Eden Hazard, 196 minutes. Daryl Dike for West Brom's senior team in 2 seasons, 279 minutes. Gio Reyna last season for Dortmund, 350
That was less
minutes,
than I
according to
thought,
FB Ref. Gio Reyna is your winner, which makes, I believe, Graham your winner. Congratulations, Graham Ruthven.
Thanks,
Bravo,
Ryan.
Graham.
Ryan's not applauding. Ryan, you're not going to applaud?
No guard of honor
Yeah,
for
you
Graham?
did great. Yeah. Well done, Graham.
Ryan has been removed from his position as honorary chairman of Fun after his refusal to clap.
Oh, I'm on the Fun Council at least. I didn't know I was on it. That's good.
Well, you've been
Sounds
removed.
like you just got removed, pal.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that
Joe
means I
now
can earn
has
my
your
way back.
place for following the logic of that joke.
Yes.
Such as it was.
Thank you.
Does that mean
Good job. Taylor.
Am I on it now? The Fun Council. Do I get elected as a winner?
You're secretary treasurer. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, the Fun Council's in trouble.
Taylor, that was an excellent quiz. That last question in particular is one that we should go back to again. Like minutes played for all these different. I mean, that was a stroke of genius. I
That was
enjoyed
great.
It wasn't the Zimbabwe one that didn't do it for you? No?
No.
All right.
It was good. Yeah, that was.
I'm not gonna lie, I feared the worst after that first question.
Well, it could have gotten way worse because originally I wrote that one first. Then the next one was the Dina da Costa question for Brazil. And then the obvious question was, have Brazil and Zimbabwe played? And if so, what was the scoreline? And they have once, and that was going to be your next question until I realized that would be
6-1.
no fun at all. That would just be ridiculous. So I did
6-1.
not go that direction.
Was
What'd
it
you
a-
say?
To Zimbabwe.
6-1 Zimbabwe. Yeah, in that game, right?
Wow. 5
Or was
points
it-
to Joe.
Yes.
Was it Rhodesia? Was it how long ago was it?
It was in the lead up to either 2010 or 2014 World Cup.
It
where
wasn't
Brazil were
Rhodesia.
like, probably 2014. I think they were on
I mean,
their
that-
world tour.
Yeah, that I was gonna say that's the peak Brazil World Tour years when they just played anywhere and anyone. So
Yeah,
Taking
3-0
that sweet
Brazil.
Mugabe money. Wonderful. Well played,
Yeah, in
Brazil.
wheelbarrows. Yes.
Good job. And good job, Taylor, once again.
Inflation is bad. It was an inflation joke.
Yeah, it was.
As the chief fun officer, I needed to get that across.
I mean, I'm not even in the fun orbit anymore, but I got.
You're in
I
fun
got
jail.
I got the
That's where
inflation
you are.
joke.
as the treasurer of the Fun Council, what's inflation?
Secretary treasurer.
There's a different body of.
As I
you should
said,
work
in
for.
trouble.
Anywho, better not go any more down that line because wrong think is punished these days. Anyway, let's end the show. Thank you very much, Taylor Rockwell, for your quiz. That was excellent indeed. And thank you, listener, for joining us on The Weekender. Hope you had a wonderful one. Hope you enjoyed the weekend. Taylor Rockwell, thank you again. Appreciate you.
My pleasure. Appreciate you.
Joe Lowery, thank you very much, sir.
Hey, thanks, guys. This was fun.
And Graham Ruthven, thanking you, sir.
Thank you, Ryan Bailey.
Listener, thank you the mostest. We'll be back on the feed, of course, very shortly. In fact, over this weekend, you might even see a listener questions episode drop. Look out for it. But in the meantime, bye!